My name's Leslie Matthews. I live in Northfield. I'm a member of the Vermont Workers Center, and I serve on the Workers Center's Human Right to a Healthy Environment and Livable Planet Committee. As you know, the Vermont Comprehensive Energy Plan calls for Vermont to transition to 90% renewable energy resources by 2050, and the state has also set a goal of achieving a 50% reduction of our 1990 greenhouse gas emission levels by 2028. Yet we've already failed to reach our interim targets along the path to achieving that goal. State budgets need to be crafted to actually begin meeting these important goals, not just talking about them. And equally importantly, these goals must be achieved in an equitable way that does not place the burden for these necessary structural changes onto low-income people. This is an entirely achievable goal. For example, here in Vermont, the largest contribution to greenhouse gas emissions is 47% is the transportation sector. Yet, as you've already heard tonight, many Vermonters lack access to necessary public transportation. I live in Northfield, a town which has actually gone backwards in terms of public transportation. We used to be served by the Central Vermont bus system and no longer are due to lack of funds. The second largest contributor to greenhouse gas emissions in Vermont is heating fuel usage. Yet many Vermonters struggle to afford their home heating costs and lack the money to invest in weatherization. So I see no reason why we can't do a better job both in meeting our residents' and communities' fundamental needs and also reducing our contributions to global warming and fossil fuel energy dependence. So I'd like to know how the state budget will ensure that our renewable energy and greenhouse gas emission targets are actually met. And I'd also like to know how this will be done in a way that will ensure that low-income people are not disproportionately burdened with the cost of meeting these goals, either directly, for example, through regressive fuel taxes, or indirectly by cutting back on important social programs that you've heard about tonight to fund our infrastructure needs. And finally, I also feel compelled to weigh in on your earlier comments about the difficulty of raising taxes. I happen to be a state employee, and as you know, I and my fellow employees received a 3% pay cut and loss of step increases 2 years ago. And many of my fellow employees at the time argued in favor of accepting this pay cut because they felt they should do their part to support the state during a financial crisis. So I'm wondering why it was okay for hardworking state employees to take a cut in pay to help ease the state's financial issues, when the wealthiest Vermonters, who've seen a substantial reduction in their overall income tax burden over the last decade, have not been asked to contribute. Thank you.